Chosen one, this message didn't find you by chance. God Himself led you here for a reason. Something divine is about to happen in your life. Something the world has been waiting for, even if it doesn't know it yet. You are about to collide with someone who carries oil like you. Not just anyone, another anointed vessel. And when two anointed people meet by divine timing, the spiritual atmosphere changes. Destinies activate, realms shift, prophecies accelerate. This isn't just a friendship. It's not just love. It's not just partnership. It's divine orchestration. And when it happens, the ripple effect will be undeniable. You'll both feel it. The heavens will witness it. And the world will feel it. Let's break this down into 7 powerful revelations. Before we dive deep, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, because this message isn't just content, it's a divine appointment. It's a confirmation from the Most High that something powerful is about to happen. 2 anointed people are about to meet, and the world will feel it. If your spirit resonates with this, type 77 in the comments right now. That number isn't random. It's a prophetic code. It's your spiritual yes, a sign to heaven that you're aligned, alert, and ready to receive the connection that's already written in your destiny. Not everyone will make it to the end. Only the truly chosen. Because this isn't just another message. This is for those who have carried their mantle in silence, who have waited in faith, and who are now on the brink of divine collision. What you're about to hear isn't entertainment, it's activation. Watch it more than once. Re-watch it whenever your soul feels the pull. With each listen, you'll catch another layer of revelation, a divine instruction, a hidden confirmation, a spiritual key you didn't catch the first time. Let's step into it, because heaven has set this meeting in motion, and the ripple effect starts now. Chapter 1. You've been carrying this mantle alone for a long time. Chosen one, let's tell the truth. This journey hasn't just been long, it's been lonely. You've been walking with God in silence for years. You've carried a weight on your shoulders that most people couldn't even see, let alone understand. You didn't choose this path. It chose you. And ever since you said yes to the call, your life has been anything but ordinary. People used to relate to you until the oil on your life started to separate you. They used to support you until your anointing started convicting their comfort. Some left without warning. Others criticized your hunger, mocked your discipline, and accused you of being too intense, too deep, too radical. But what they didn't realize is that your obedience was birthed in fire. Your faith wasn't a trend. It was your lifeline. You've endured private battles that would have broken most people. You've cried prayers that had no words. You've seen things in the spirit that you had no one to explain it to. You've walked into rooms and instantly felt warfare, picked up motives, sensed atmospheres shifting, and still stayed quiet, still stayed kind, still stayed present. God was training you in isolation, not to harm you, but to mature you. You had to be pulled away so He could develop what no one else could. You had to learn how to discern without help, to obey without applause, to believe without evidence. You were being processed, not punished, formed in the wilderness, not forgotten. And somewhere along the way, you started wondering if this would always be your story, if you'd always be the one carrying the vision while feeling unseen, if you'd always have to explain your heart to people who couldn't hold it, if you'd always have to dim your light so others wouldn't feel insecure around your fire. But now, hear this loud and clear. That season is shifting. God is about to bring someone into your life who understands what you've been carrying, because they've been carrying something too. Someone who's been through the fire and came out with oil. Someone who knows how it feels to be chosen, crushed, misunderstood, and molded by the hand of God. Someone who doesn't just understand your calling, they recognize it, they respect it, and they carry one of their own. This person won't drain you. They will energize you. They won't compete with your fire. They will complement it. They won't misunderstand your silence. They will feel your spirit speak. They won't run when things get intense. They've been trained by intensity too. You won't have to explain why you weep when worship plays. You won't have to shrink back when revelation flows. You won't have to apologize for being too much, because to them, you'll finally feel like just enough. And when you meet, it won't be based on emotions or logic. It'll be a deep spiritual recognition. Your spirit will feel safe. Your soul will feel seen. Your calling will feel confirmed. And the timing won't be forced. It will be divine. You've been carrying this mantle alone for a long time, but not for much longer. Heaven has scheduled a meeting between two anointed people. And when it happens, it won't just change your life. It will shift something in the atmosphere. Because when two people, marked by God, collide in purpose, the earth has no choice but to feel the impact. Chapter 2. This connection isn't coming through your effort, but through heaven's alignment. Chosen one, you've spent so much of your life trying to fit in places that couldn't hold you. You've tried to explain yourself to people who didn't have the capacity to see you. You've given pieces of your heart, your wisdom, your energy, hoping someone would understand the weight you carry. But every time, it felt like the more you poured out, the more drained you became. That's because what you're waiting for, what your soul has been searching for, can't be forced. It can't be faked. It can't be built through hustle, manipulation, or striving. This next connection, this kingdom encounter, is not something you'll create. It's something heaven will reveal. This isn't coming through your effort. It's coming through divine alignment. You won't need to beg for attention. You won't have to lower your standards. You won't have to chase after someone who doesn't carry the same oil. This meeting will happen naturally in the physical, but it will be supernatural in the spirit. It may come through a conversation you didn't expect, a random location, an unexpected mutual connection, but none of it will be random. It's been divinely scripted. Heaven has been behind the scenes, moving pieces like a divine chessboard, aligning circumstances, maturing hearts, and positioning both of you for the exact moment your paths collide. And when it happens, you'll feel the difference. It won't be surface level. It won't be emotionally driven. It will be purpose-centered. Why? Because this connection is bigger than friendship, bigger than companionship, bigger than emotion. This is about mission. When two people with divine purpose meet, something happens in the atmosphere. They don't just connect, they activate. Gifts get stirred, visions get clearer, assignments become urgent. The weight of what you carry starts to make sense because suddenly there's someone else who understands it, not by theory, but by experience. Your voice will begin to carry more weight. Your reach will begin to expand. Doors that were once closed will suddenly open, not because of who you know, but because of what you're aligned with. This is spiritual synergy, kingdom collaboration. When iron sharpens iron, sparks fly. But so does destiny. Chosen one, God didn't just prepare you for this moment, He prepared them too. They've been through their own fire. They've walked through their own wilderness. They've had to unlearn, heal, grow, and discern, just like you. And now, after all the waiting, all the lessons, all the lonely nights, and unanswered questions, you're both being brought into a divine intersection, where your journeys merge, your mantles align, and your missions accelerate. You couldn't have orchestrated this, you couldn't have rushed it if you tried, because heaven had to get the timing right. And now that the time is near, get ready. The meeting won't just be powerful, it will be prophetic. This is not about striving. This is about stepping into what's already been written. It's not about trying harder. It's about trusting deeper. God is aligning two anointed vessels, and when that connection is made, the world will feel what heaven has already approved. Chapter 3. The oil on both of you is different, but designed to flow together. Chosen one of the most beautiful truths about divine alignment is this: sameness isn't required, but alignment is. You and the person God is about to connect you with won't be identical. You weren't meant to be. God didn't call you to duplicate each other. He called you to complete each other. Your backgrounds may be different. Your personalities may contrast. Your styles may vary. But your spirit will be aligned. One of you may carry apostolic boldness, the fire to tear down, build up, and confront systems that oppose the will of God. The other may walk in prophetic sensitivity, the clarity to discern, see, and declare the invisible with surgical precision. One may move through strategy, with a mind to organize, structure, and govern. The other may move in wisdom, with a heart that feels deeply, discerns quickly, and sees beyond what is said. And yet, together, you flow like one river with two powerful currents. What one lacks, the other fills. What one starts, the other strengthens. What one speaks, the other confirms. God shaped both of you in secret places, in caves, in wildernesses, in prayer closets, in seasons where no one was clapping. You were both trained in silence, not to build platforms, but to carry power, not for visibility, but for spiritual responsibility. Like Moses and Aaron, one had the staff, the other had the voice. Like David and Jonathan, one had the throne, the other had the loyalty to protect it. Like Priscilla and Aquila, both carried the spirit of truth and taught together as one. Your oil isn't the same, but it's strategically designed to flow together. There will be no jealousy, no competition, no one trying to outshine the other, because both of you have died to ego in your process. You know what it cost to carry this oil. You don't crave control, you crave impact. You don't need to be seen, you need to be effective. Together, your union will do what one person alone could never do. This isn't just addition, this is multiplication. Your voices together will pierce through demonic resistance. Your prayers together will shake realms. Your presence together will awaken the sleeping and confuse the enemy. The Holy Spirit will use this partnership, whether it's a divine friendship, a covenant relationship, a kingdom collaboration, to break chains, open eyes, and activate others who are silently waiting for a move of God to confirm what they've been feeling inside. You are powerful alone, but when you unite, something shifts in the realm. It becomes harder for hell to interfere. It becomes clearer what heaven intends to do. What the enemy tried to stop in you individually, he will never be able to contain when you're walking in divine unity. Because this isn't just about companionship, it's about divine capacity. God didn't just match your personalities, He matched your purposes. He aligned your anointings. He orchestrated your oil to flow together in perfect harmony. Not for attention, not for applause, but for kingdom expansion. This connection is about building what the world can't even comprehend. And when you finally step into it, the earth will know. This was not man-made. This was heaven-ordained. This was oil meeting oil. and everything is about to change. Chapter 4. This meeting will trigger a spiritual reaction in the realm. Chosen one, what's about to take place in your life is more than a meeting. It's a divine collision. And when two carriers of glory come into alignment, heaven doesn't just observe, it moves. The moment you cross paths with this other anointed vessel, something will shift. Not just in your life, but in the atmosphere around you. When glory meets glory, there's always a spiritual reaction. It won't be subtle. It won't be quiet. It won't be ordinary. You may meet them through a casual moment, but there will be nothing casual about the connection. It will feel like a door has been unlocked in the spirit. The atmosphere around you will start to respond. You'll notice an increased sensitivity in your discernment. Dreams will become more vivid. Confirmations will pour in from unexpected sources. Conversations will start to carry weight. And deep within you, your spirit will whisper, "This is different." This is what happens when two people carrying kingdom mantles recognize each other. Even before their minds can catch up, their spirits already know. You'll both feel it. You may not be able to explain it in natural terms, but the spiritual frequency will be undeniable. And here's the truth many don't talk about. Hell will feel it too. The enemy doesn't panic when average people meet. But when two anointed, surrendered, purified, and prepared vessels come together, it's a threat to the gates of darkness. Why? Because the power that each of you carries alone becomes exponentially more dangerous when united in purpose. This is the type of union that doesn't just impact you, it begins to impact regions. Generational strongholds start to shake, curses start to break. Doors that were held shut begin to swing wide. So yes, expect confirmation. Yes, expect divine synchronicity. Yes, expect acceleration. But also, be prepared for the early tests. Spiritual warfare may try to creep in through confusion, miscommunication, or distractions. Don't let it shake you. Don't let it make you doubt what God is doing. The opposition isn't a sign of failure. It's a sign of spiritual recognition. Hell is not attacking you because you're wrong. It's attacking you because you're aligned. This meeting marks a shift in spiritual territory. And every time territory is taken for the kingdom, resistance rises. You may find yourselves feeling like you've known each other for years, and in a way, you have. Because in the spirit realm, your assignments have always been connected. God may have kept you apart while He was still pruning, refining, and preparing. But now, in divine timing, He's bringing you together. This connection is not emotional. It's not based on surface compatibility. It's not birthed from flesh or ego or convenience. It's spiritual. It's prophetic. It's purpose-driven. That's why it's hard to explain. That's why it feels sacred. That's why everything inside of you knows. This isn't normal. This is an encounter that will awaken gifts, elevate your calling, and unlock parts of you that have been dormant for years. So don't be surprised when the spiritual realm reacts. This is more than a meeting. This is an activation. This is the beginning of something that was prophesied before you were even born. Chapter 5. This union will reveal why you had to wait. Chosen one, if you've ever sat in the silence and asked God, why the delay? You're not alone. You've wept over doors that didn't open, mourned relationships that fell apart, and questioned why every connection seemed to fall short of something deeper, something divine. You gave your heart with sincerity, but it was mishandled. You showed up with loyalty, but it wasn't matched. You tried to build with people who couldn't carry the weight of your calling. And no matter how hard you tried, it always felt like something was missing. Now it's starting to make sense. All those failed friendships, they were filters. All those counterfeit relationships, they were training grounds. All those almost right connections, they were divine no's, disguised as heartbreak. You weren't being punished. You weren't being ignored. You were being preserved. God was protecting your oil. He was guarding the sacredness of your mantle. He was sheltering the purity of your purpose until the appointed time. Because if he had allowed the wrong person into your life too soon, they would have diluted what he was still developing in you. They would have distracted you from your divine process. They would have pulled you out of alignment and into compromise. So the silence wasn't absence. It was protection. The waiting wasn't punishment. It was preparation. You had to become the version of yourself that wouldn't settle for less than destiny. And now, when this anointed person enters your life, everything will click. You'll feel it immediately, not in your emotions, but in your spirit. You'll look at them and realize, this is why I had to wait. This is why I couldn't force what wasn't divine. This is what I was being prepared for all along. There will be no pretending, no explaining, no performing. The connection will feel like a deep breath after years of spiritual suffocation. Your soul will finally rest. Your spirit will finally feel seen. And your calling will no longer feel like a lonely burden. It will begin to feel like a shared assignment. What took you years to try and build alone will suddenly accelerate. Things you labored for in private will begin to manifest in partnership. Not because this person completes you, but because they confirm what God already spoke over you. This union will be a mirror, not one that shows you your flaws, but one that reflects your faithfulness. It will be a divine reminder that every delay had a purpose. Every no protected a greater yes. Every lonely season preserved a powerful promise. And suddenly, you'll realize God didn't forget you. He was just writing a story that required perfect timing. This union will carry clarity, momentum, and peace. You won't have to fight to be heard. You won't have to explain why you burn for God the way you do. You won't have to dull your light or silence your voice. Instead, you'll feel like destiny just walked into the room. Not rushed, not forced, not manipulated, but released. Right on time. And what you thought you missed, what you thought you lost, what you thought was denied, will suddenly be delivered in a form more beautiful than you could have imagined. Chapter 6. The world will feel the shift, but only heaven will know the full story. Chosen one. When this divine connection comes together, something will shift. Not just in your life, but in the atmosphere around you. The world around you will feel the impact. People may not be able to explain it, but they'll sense it. They'll say things like, "There's something different about you," or "There's a power around you too that I can't describe." And they'll be right, because something real, something spiritual, something ordained by heaven will be taking place. But what they won't see is the story behind the glory. They won't know the pain that birthed the purpose. They won't know the sacrifices, the spiritual warfare, the crushing seasons that made this connection possible. They won't understand the process that prepared two chosen vessels for such a time as this. That's because this union isn't for show. It's not built on status, followers, looks, or applause. It's not about popularity. It's not about platform. It's not about putting on a performance for people. This is about prophecy being fulfilled. This is about two divine timelines converging at an appointed hour. It's about God taking two separate journeys, two surrendered hearts, and aligning them for a purpose that stretches far beyond personal gain. When the connection happens, it will release a spiritual ripple, a frequency that wakes people up, stirs hearts, breaks chains, and releases healing into places words can't even reach. It will feel like something ancient and new at the same time, something that touches generations before you and generations after you. Because this connection is kingdom technology, a divine arrangement to accomplish heaven's business on earth. God will use your unity to start movements, not movements built around your names, but around the name above all names. He'll send you into places where religious structures have failed and wounded hearts still wait for truth. He'll position you before leaders, nations, and platforms, not to entertain, but to shift atmospheres and speak what needs to be heard. There will be a noticeable difference in how people receive you. Doors that were once closed will now open, not because of who you are, but because of what you carry together. Your presence will become an answer to prayers prayed in secret by people you've never met. And even though others may celebrate the visible fruit, only heaven will truly know the roots, the late-night cries, the spiritual attacks, the lonely obedience, the painful pruning, the divine timing that seemed slow but was always perfect. It will all be hidden behind the scenes, but heaven will see it, and heaven will smile, because this connection brings glory to God, not glory to self. This is not a story for social media. It's not a picture-perfect aesthetic. It's not a viral moment. It's a spiritual eruption. It's kingdom strategy unfolding in real time. So when people feel the shift, and they will, remember this: you are not called to impress them. You were chosen to impact them. And whether they celebrate you or question you, understand this: the world may feel the weight, but only heaven knows the full cost, the full story, and the full power behind the union. Chapter 7. This meeting will prove that God never forgot you. Chosen one, there were nights you cried yourself to sleep, asking questions no one else knew you were carrying. God, did you forget me? Is there really someone out there who sees the world the way I do? Will I ever find a connection that doesn't drain me, but fuels me? You smiled in public while suffering in private. You showed up for others while wondering if anyone would ever truly show up for you. You kept moving forward in obedience, even when it felt like heaven was silent. You endured seasons where you watched others walk in love, partnership, and divine connection, and still you waited. Still you believed. Still you prayed, even when the weight broke your heart. But now, hear this: God never forgot you. Not for a second, not for a moment, not through the delays, detours, or disappointments. He saw every lonely prayer, he recorded every sacrifice, he guarded every step. And he was not being slow, he was being strategic. Because this connection isn't just an answer to your longing, it's a manifestation of your faithfulness. It's God saying, I saw your tears, I heard your prayers, and now I'm responding in power. You didn't manipulate your way into this. You didn't force doors to open. You didn't settle for a counterfeit just to soothe the ache. You stayed in position. You remained faithful. You chose purity over popularity. You chose purpose over partnership. You chose God over everything. And now, you're about to walk into something so divine, so real, so unmistakably ordained, that it will silence every lie that whispered, you'll always be alone. This divine meeting will be your confirmation that heaven was watching all along, not just watching, but preparing. God wasn't just working on them, He was working on you too. He was building you into the kind of person who could carry this next level of destiny without breaking under the weight. And when you two finally meet, heaven will confirm it. You'll feel a peace that surpasses logic, a familiarity that transcends time, a spiritual resonance that no words can explain. Hell will tremble, because this connection carries power, not just personal healing, but global impact. Your union will be a force of divine disruption. Together, you'll walk into rooms that need your combined anointing. Together, you'll unlock destiny in others just by being who you are. Together, you'll fulfill assignments that have been waiting for your alignment. And the world will never be the same. Because when two chosen ones come together in obedience, in purity, and in purpose, the earth shakes. So don't worry about how it's going to happen. Don't try to predict the time, the place, or the how. Just stay aligned, stay faithful, stay ready, because it's closer than you think. And when it happens, it'll all make sense. All the waiting, all the refining, all the stretching. Chosen one, this isn't just about meeting a person. This is about encountering a destiny partner who reminds you that God never forgot you. He was just writing something too sacred to rush. And now, you're about to see what happens when heaven finally says, "Now is the time." Get ready. Two anointed people are about to meet. And when they do, heaven will rejoice, hell will panic, and the world will feel it.